I'm Lauren with Pack Hacker, and in this video we're going to be taking a detailed look at the Alleyoop Stack the Odds makeup palette, which I've been testing for the last 2 weeks. If you find this video helpful, hit subscribe so we can keep making content to help you travel smarter. Let's dive in. This is a travel size makeup palette, so when you are hitting the road, you can just grab this and go. It's easy to slide into your sling if you want to freshen up throughout the day, so that is a really great option. Essentially what it is 3 different types of makeup, so it unfolds, it stays in this like fun little circular design, and then it unrolls like this almost. I guess it like slides apart and then opens up, and then so you have access to highlighter, blush, and bronzer. So I did find myself really kind of wishing I almost had like concealer in here as well, or in place of that bronzer. I didn't really find myself needing to like refresh my bronzer throughout the day. So it would have been nice to see a little bit of customization with these palettes as well with the colorways that we have here. So this one it's called Sassy Pants, which is fun. And then this is fair to light skin tones. And then they also have one for like light to medium, and then tan to deep. So you can see it kind of like wiggles around. It's just like overall really fun to play with. I think it's like very satisfying to open. You've got, you know, that little mirror to do some quick touch-ups on the go. I think like in terms of that functionality and the like what it offers for being able to just refresh your makeup on the go, that is really great. And then in addition to that, it's really great to store in a like a toiletry bag or a makeup kit or something like that. You just have a little bit of, you know, makeup palettes can be pretty big, and so that is really great. It's just made with like a little plastic here, but it feels really sturdy, really durable. These like, it's almost like it feels like magnetic with these little slides here that just kind of wiggle around a little bit, but it feels really secure. So the actual makeup itself, all of this is made with like moisturizing ingredients. So we have, it's vegan and cruelty free, paraben free, sulfate free. But I do find with this cream, because what's nice about it is that when you're traveling, if you're traveling with like a powder, it can shatter and it can break inside of your palette, but with the cream it won't do that, so that's really great. But I did find you can see like all of my little finger smudges here. So you apply this primarily with like your finger. You can use a makeup brush if you want to. I actually have the Alleyoop brush here. Primarily I would use like a sponge or something like that, especially with like this bronzer here. But this is mostly for like layering up pigment. I found that the highlighter did really well with layering up the pigment because it felt a little bit drier almost than the other two. And so with the other two though, when it was a little bit, like I had to kind of rub my finger on it to get it a little bit creamier, and then I could apply it, but then it was really pigmented. So I found that the best kind of course of action for myself personally was to get a little bit on my finger, to rub it off a little bit, and then it would sort of leave left behind like a little like wet splotch that was easier to determine or to kind of customize how much I actually wanted to get with that swipe of my finger. And so then I could apply based off of that. So overall, I think it was, you know, pretty handy just to be able to just grab this and go, but I do miss a little bit of that customizable functionality. To give you an idea of packability, I have a just kind of standard Fjallraven toiletry bag right here. Yours might be a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller than this one, but what I want to show you here is like these liner pockets and how well this little makeup container fits right inside. So as you can see, that is at risk of happening. It can just kind of like slide open. I didn't find it happening a ton with me, but that is a risk. You can see like I got a little bit on my fingers there. But this fits really well if you just kind of want to like tuck it into a sling, or if you want to tuck it into your toiletry bag and keep it on hand. But like you just saw there, it does wiggle around quite a bit. As fun as it is to mess around with, it can just kind of act on its own there as well. A pretty similar makeup palette option to this Alleyoop here is the Subtle Beauty. So you can see that this one is pretty significantly taller and it is wider, but this one, the Subtle Beauty, actually is more customizable. So like I mentioned, these come in set palettes and the Subtle Beauty does not. So with Subtle Beauty, you can decide, you know, if you want, or if what type of, you know, lip color, concealer color, all those sorts of things. And you can kind of build this as you want to. So let's say you wanted to have 1, 2, 3 of these, similar to the Alleyoop. They are actually pretty similar in height. So you do get more out of this subtle beauty, and you do have those customization options. I did find that this could sometimes get a little bit stuck. So I think Alleyoop is just one of those that's a little bit more satisfying to open, satisfying to use. But in terms of like quality and things like that with the cream concealer, or like with the cream makeup, they function pretty similar. They can both get pretty dry after a certain amount of time. But if you're looking for more customization options, Subtle Beauty is definitely the way to go. They have a few more different like skin tone colors to be able to accommodate, whereas Alleyoop does not. However, this is, I think you get a little bit, obviously you can see that you just get more of whatever color that you are looking at. And so, you know, that might be something that works out really well for you as well. So there you have it, the Alleyoop Stack the Odds. Thanks for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel, and we'll see you in the next one.